Hey, it's April from the Noble Garden, and today is June the 12th, 2022, and this is my third garden tour. It amazes me how much changes in just 7 days, so let's get started. So we'll start on this aisle and look at the change in my cucumber plant. It has grown so much, and I hope you guys can see. I'll bring you guys closer. But you can see all the flowers opening. There's females and male flowers opening in there. So I should be able to announce on the next garden tour that I am officially eating cucumbers. And then the peppers are in the back. This is some spinach that has made it. It's getting kind of hot, so I don't expect it to do much. The flower in front of that is Cosmos. And this cucumber here has finally improved after, of course, I put another seed in, but it has improved. You're going to see peppers in the back. They're looking good. And as always, they've gotten even bigger, guys. Aren't they amazing? And I have a couple of zucchinis that I need to cut off that I'll probably do after this video. We've already had one harvest and enjoyed a meal, so I'm excited to join another. And guys, look at all of the flowers in this. This is doing great. Now this one right here is a sample of one that does not get pollinated. It has mushrooms on it if you want to know what the black stuff is, but the yellow part of it, it did not pollinate. So I need to cut that one off. I've been feeding those to my chickens. But on this side, you'll see you got another I need to cut off. So we might have some zucchini for dinner tonight because there's another one right there. I'm so excited to finally be eating from the garden. But the zucchinis are looking good. And then the peppers in the back, and they're starting to take off a little bit. They probably enjoy the heat. We've had a lot of heat. See, even this guy's getting bigger. And that is the Cuzzini. Look how much bigger these zucchinis have gotten too. And then we're getting down to the cucamelons, which they're starting to take over this fence. I have to constantly come out here every day and remind them they're supposed to grow up and not all over everything. They attach to everything. They're just as bad as everything else is viney. But you'll notice that one has learned how to climb the fence. So I'm going to have to redirect some of those. And then I did decide to remove a cucumber. So this is just one cucumber plant and one cucumber plant over there. I didn't want it to, when you leave stuff like that, you're compromising one versus the other because one's going to take more nutrition. They'll grow better if you give them space. So I finally gave them space. The other thing is I did what's called ringing in onions. And you see that onion there that's getting bigger? So that's fun too. But this has had several flowers too, so we should be getting really close to eating some cucumbers. Okay, I'm going to turn you on the other side. My sunflowers there are getting big. This is the Armenian white, or Armenian. I don't think it's white. I think it's just Armenian. But it's getting bigger as well. I haven't seen any flowers quite yet on it, but it's getting bigger as well. And I think something in my garden that's made the most improvement would most definitely be this squash plants. Look how big they are, and they're having babies on them. Look at them. I think they've made a lot of improvement. We're getting close to being able to harvest squash, which is, I love squash and zucchini and like a stir fry kind of thing, so I'm excited to see them grow. In the back, you're going to see green beans, and they're doing better still. Look at this guy. Finally climbing up the fence, and there's another one that's climbed more. I'll show you in a second. Look at the sunflowers in the middle of this one. And then this guy right here, Cuzzini, is bigger than the other Cuzzini, so that's exciting as well. And actually, I think he might have some flowers going to start on him soon. Look at that. I'm excited to see what it tastes like and what it looks like. But so far, I have not seen borer eggs and squash eggs on him, so hopefully that is true about this guy. Because everybody else I'm picking eggs off of, I'm injecting BT into their stems. I'm having to do a lot of babysitting to keep them going. Squash. There's the other green bean that I told you is climbing better. The green beans are starting to look good and climbing. I'm going to show you one in a second that's actually growing some pods on it. So this would be my purple green bean plant. But you see how it's starting to grow? It's getting flowers. So we should start seeing some green beans soon. This side was the cucumbers that wasn't doing good. They're still in there. I think I'm going to pick them out because I've got some new ones growing. And then there's those sunflowers. So guys, this is the very first corn bed we talk about every single time. I have seen some improvement on it. I'm trying to be patient because I do know that I've had some trouble with this soil and being too rich in nutrition and everything getting... I think nutrition gets locked up in it. There's something going on that I'm going to have to figure out to do better next time. But you can see, if you really look, there are corn. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. There's corn. There is corn growing. It's just growing really slow. There's another one if you guys can see it. It's just growing really slow. I'm trying to be patient. If I need to, I will move on. The next bed. My potato bed. My potatoes have not done good. Sometime this week we are going to go ahead and dig them up. I do not expect to find a good result in these because they never flowered. And at this point they're dying off and it's just time to get them out and see what's happened. They did go through a frost. They were supposed to recover from it, and they did recover from it, but I don't know if it's that damaged them. I do think they had blight. I really 100% do not know what happened to them, but we're going to dig them up, and we'll find out. So here is my asparagus bed. Every week, every day, looking prettier and prettier, and one of my most exciting features of the garden. The next thing we're going to go into is okra, and okra is another issue and problem I've had. It's growing super, super slow, which I have noticed in these beds. Everything grows super slow. I think I think everything's too high in nutrition, and I think that's my problem. But once they overcome it, they do great. And I'm going to show you some things that have done great once it overcomes it. So these were the first okras that popped up, and we are finally getting true leaves on it. So I know that they can overcome it. We'll just see. I know it is getting hotter as well. This is the second batch of corn, and it's finally overcoming things as well, and it's getting bigger. I can see a difference in it. The next thing are the sweet potatoes, which you guys planted with me, and they look great. And this aisle here has made some more improvement too. A couple squash plants, sunflowers, and look how much bigger my ground cherries have gotten. I have actually been able to eat a couple ground cherries off of the plant. From my understanding, ground cherries, when they're done, they fall to the ground. But a couple of them got super pale, which I think I might have a few more in there. There's this one that got super pale, and I barely touch it and it falls off. Give me a second, guys. So once I take the husk off of it, this is what it looks like. I'm going to taste this one and see if it tastes better. Okay. That's much better. I think I might have ate some earlier that weren't fully... That's actually really good. I'm going to see if there's any more in there. But I've ate a few that didn't taste that sweet. They're a little bit more bitter, and that one's kind of sweet. I kind of like that. Good. I'm glad I know. I was getting a little nervous because I tried a few and I didn't like them, but I like that one. These are my noodle beans. This is the green side. They're starting to climb up the trellis. That's what I'm saying with the garden. Once it gets going, it really gets going. On this side is the trellis that I had decided to put the moonflower. It's going to be a little lacking. Everything that comes in first, like I've been saying already, it takes a little bit of time. Once it gets over the fact this soil is too rich, it does make a comeback. One of my biggest examples is, look how much better this Kajari melon's doing than even last week. And then I did reseed this side with another Kajari melon for this, and then this one right here. This is called a salt and pepper cucumber. It's supposed to be pretty decent with the heat. It's supposed to be very good with disease. And there's the owl that I put in, hoping that I'm right about the birds. The other thing I've come up with is I did see a cutworm in one of the other beds, so there might be a possibility that it could have been a cutworm doing it. The beds have been treated. I did treat this with BT because it will take care of worms. So we'll see what happens between the aisle and the BT. So this side is more cucumbers, the straight 8. And you'll see how pale its leaves are. And that's what's kind of been happening. And then they overcome everything. Let me get you closer to it. See, it's starting to get on some true leaves. So I suspect it'll be okay. This is the cantaloupe. And you'll see how yellow. And these are the baby leaves. But you see how even the true leaves are yellow. Things have been overcoming that. And then you'll see how good that green one looks. So you're going to see more peppers. And these peppers, to me, look a little rough. I've got to come out and look at them and see what's going on. They do, however, have some babies on them. But to me, they look really yellow. I don't know if I want to treat that. Because the last time I gave something nutrition, because I thought that it actually hurt the plant more than it helped the plant. So I don't know if I just want to keep watering it for another few days just to see how it goes. So here's the other moonflower, and here's the one surviving cucumber on this aisle. Because I am getting peppers. I don't know, guys. Like I said, the last time I tried to treat something, it made it worse instead of better. And if I waited it out, I think it would have been better. So I'm on the fence. All right, guys. Tomatoes. This is the red noodle bean side. Before we even walk down this aisle, I just want to sit here for a second and look at the tomato plants. Guys, they have exploded. They have exploded, and they're beautiful, and I'm excited. So let's go down this aisle. Of course, we'll go down the determinate aisle and look at some babies. They're popping more and more off. Look how much bigger those babies have gotten. So at one point, a lot of my tomatoes were yellow. And they were struggling. And I got nervous. And I did treat them. And it made things a little worse. And that is why I'm saying I don't know what I want to do with my peppers yet. Because now that I have given some time to these tomato plants, they have overcome everything. And they're just looking beautiful. Look how beautiful that tomato plant is. Now you're going to notice that these guys have more leaves than the ones that I'll show you in a second. My determinate, I do not trim their leaves. They grow to one height. They produce one amount of fruit. And if you trim them too much, you lose fruit. I do trim the bottom leaves that are not suckers. But I do not trim as much off. You're going to start getting into some of my indeterminate, and you'll notice they're taller and their leaves are missing. So the first 3 right here, look at the bunches of tomatoes on them, guys. Look at my tomatoes. So now we're going into the indeterminate. They will keep growing. So yes, I cut their suckers off and I cut their bottoms off. Look at this is my favorite tomato, growing babies. I'm sorry. I got really excited. This is my Dr. Witchy. You hear me talk about him all the time. Now, guys, I've not done a very good progression video for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and admit it. That didn't turn out as what I wanted to. But this is the sucker that went in the ground. It looked like crap later, but it's starting to get better, and it's already starting to get taller. I am not worried about that bad leaf on him because that was back when he died. It's just a dead leaf. But look at everything else. Everything else is just looking so good. All right. I'm not going to bore you guys with... I get so excited about tomato plants. They are truly my favorite. All right. One more aisle of tomatoes, and then we'll move on. This is the cherry tomato aisle. Now my cherry tomatoes are doing really, really good. There are several loads like that on them. There's another one there. I could sit here and show it to you all day long, so I won't bore you with it. But this right here is my cherry tomato aisle, and it's looking really good. This right here is the Napa Chardonnay, and I think it is a gorgeous plant. It is getting so big, and it is loaded with fruit. I think it's one of the prettiest. Not because of how big it is, but just look how green, the color green the leaves turn. I hope you guys can see this on camera because it's really bright out here. I did come out here a little too bright. The last things I'll show you out here in the big garden is, this is the watermelon bed. It is starting to come along. They're small. They will take off eventually. It's going to take them some time. My cantaloupe. The last thing I want to give you guys an update on is my green stock, and it is looking good. We're going to get closer, and you'll see that the seedlings have popped up in various ones, and Mama, the peppers are starting to bloom and produce. Look, even the pineapple ground cherry, I'm glad that it's seeded like that, or the seeds came up like that. One thing I've had trouble with in the past is the holy basil, but as you can see, it has popped up as well, so that's exciting. More seeds have come up. Tomatoes are looking good. They're flowering. There is a tomato baby somewhere on here. I'd have to search for it. But I just wanted to give you guys... This is the cilantro. It is too hot for cilantro. It did bolt. I thought it might, but I wanted to give it a try. There it is. It's okay. But yeah, I'm hoping that this turns into a really good experiment. Here is one of my peppers that's got a pepper baby on it. But even my lemon balm, which lemon balm's another one I've had some issues with. So, exciting stuff going on here. There's the third garden tour, guys. Thank you guys for always watching and supporting. I hope you guys enjoyed the tour, and I look forward to showing you the next week tour. Remember, I do post 2 videos during the week. I'm not 100% sure what topics I'm going to choose this time. Most of the time I do, but I'm on the fence about which 2 I want to do for you guys. But they will be coming, and I thank you guys for supporting me and watching my videos. But remember, if you like them, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.